Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at Takara Tomy's Beast Wars Again BWVS-03 Cheetor vs Waspinator 2-pack. These are the Kingdom and Cheetor Waspinator molds done up in a more show-accurate paint scheme. It really reminds me of Takara's 10th anniversary Beast Wars figures, Cheetor especially. And the real reason as to why I got this set, that's because this here is my ultimate grail, the toy I've been hunting for and wanting the most. This Cheetor might just be the closest thing I have to that Cheetor until I get one. Kingdom Cheetor has always been one of the weakest Cheetor toys out there in my opinion. Maybe it was because of the baby blue on the initial release or how the Cheetor looks, it really doesn't shout Cheetor to me. But right out of the box, this feels like Cheetor. The richer yellow tone works so well on these toys. Now regarding Waspinator, I'm a huge fan of the Thrilling 30 version. I loved it when it came out and I tried to keep it as safe as I could. The way that toy works is brilliant. How the chest splits open, the flappy wings, I think it was even my first Beast Wars figure. At this moment I'm not really sure whether I'll keep this Waspinator or not, but I will find out throughout this unboxing. As mentioned before, these two are painted to be as show accurate as possible, and in terms of how they feel in hand, they're basically identical to how they feel in Kingdoms, which may be a given. I thought maybe they would have gone for the matte, smoother paint jobs that they've given the MPs, but it's the standard Kingdom sort of paint. Let's take a look at Cheetor first. Putting him down on the spin table, he looks really good. Just a fun, fairly posable Cheetor that I won't be afraid to shove into my backpack and carry in and out of work. I would have loved if they gave him a gut gun. Tigertron has one, so the molds are already out there, but I guess I could always give him the Rise of the Beast mainline Cheetor's gut gun. So first things first, in terms of comparison, I think the obvious one is to compare him to the MP Cheetor, which also features a show accurate paint scheme. The most straightforward way to compare the spots is just to place their heads on the floor, sort of Voltron style, and as you can see the spots are pretty spot on. Turning Cheetor around on the back, you could already see the gorgeous metallic blues on the back of his foot, and because this is the same mold as Kingdom Cheetor, he is really posable. It's been 2 years since Kingdom came out, I think, so let's just do a bit of a revision on how he poses. His mouth can open really wide, and he always has that sort of weird surprised face that he's got, again being a legacy from the Kingdom Cheetor mold. He just always looks like he's so shocked. In terms of posability, his arms go all the way around, it goes out really far as well. It's on a ball joint, so there's a bit of a swivel. His front legs bend just below 90. All his paws are on ball joints as well. Unfortunately, no posability at the tail. His back legs kick out and back. There's slight articulation in hind legs as well. For size comparison, again, here he is next to MP Cheetor and the original, my favorite toy ever, Beast Wars Cheetor. There's something strange here. Maybe it's just my copy, but the Kingdom Cheetor had this little tab that tabs the Cheetor head securely into place before it snaps off after like 1 or 2 times, but I guess now they just completely snipped it off. The Cheetor head now is slightly gappy when it's connected to the neck, but there's no harm to it at all. To transform him, it's really simple. Split his chest open, split his torso open as well. There's 2 little flaps. Then spread the arms, open his cheetah mouth as wide as you can, and peg the roof of the cheetah mouth onto his stomach. Now take his beautifully painted Cheetor head and rotate it all the way around so it's facing forwards. Straighten the arms out. The last part is just to turn the cheetah hind legs into the robot mode shins. And lastly, we just rotate him and sort of form the cheetah legs in a cross formation, and there you have Beast Wars Again BWVS-03 Cheetor in his robot mode, looking as show accurate as possible, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm not the biggest fan of the tail axe, so I'm just going to show this off in detail here, and then I'm going to put it off to the side. And so that main attraction, Cheetor. Again, he's so beautifully painted. For articulation, his head is on a ball joint so he can look up quite far, but because of his collar piece, it does hinder a bit of the side to side movement. His arms go all the way around and way up as well. Rotation of the bicep, bend at the elbow. He's got wrist rotation, waist rotation. His legs kick up way up. Rotation at the thigh, just below 90 at the knees. Toes go up and down. His crotch flap does come up if you need more space. And of course his cheetah legs on the back can rotate as well. So for comparison, here he is with, full disclosure, the KO version of the MP Cheetor, and this is the Studio Series Cheetor. Here he is with Mice Warriors. Those two look quite nice together. Here he is next to the original Cheetor. Here he is with the Season 1 Beast Wars cast that I have at the moment with me. I have the KO version of Primal Mice Warriors, and I think these three look wonderful together. And with that being said, let's move on to Waspinator. I don't know exactly whether or not I'll keep him at this point of the showcase, because I already own my beloved T30 version of Waspinator. This is my first time transforming BWVS-03 Waspinator as well. Right off the bat, you could see that he's covered in gorgeous paint for the eyes. It's not really iridescent, it's just different shades of blue, I think, for his eyes. For articulation, his antennas go all the way around because they're on ball joints, his head go up and down as well. Wings flap, wasp legs are on swivels. I think a slight problem with the Waspinator Kingdom mold is that it doesn't really tab in as solidly as the T30 version. And speaking of the T30 version, here he is. The Kingdom Waspinator mold actually looks more like a wasp based on the more organic pattern on the abdomen, as you can see from the above view. I love the blue wings that they've put on this Waspinator, and here he is compared to animated Waspinator. To transform him, first you pop off the stinger and put it to one side. Then you untab the crotch from his abdomen and rotate it at the pivot and peg it back into place. Unfold the heels from the toes and flatten them as you go along. And for now, we're just going to leave the wasp legs in the wasp formation. We're going to straighten them out afterwards. Similar to Cheetor, open up the arms. And again, this is my first time transforming this particular toy. I know how to transform him because I have the Buzzworthy 4-pack, which has the sort of black version of Waspinator. And right when I was about to pull off this step, this is when I decided I'm going to keep Waspinator. I had to stop and just admire it for a second. Look at that gorgeous light piping. But let's move on with the transformation. Tab the chest piece into the bottom of the thorax and secure it into place. There's a tab at the bottom of the wasp head that tabs into sort of the spine as well. Open up the wasp chest. I like to pose the wings upwards like he's flying, and then once you straighten up the wasp legs, there you have BWVS-03 Waspinator in his robot mode, and look how gorgeous he is again. I wasn't expecting that I would keep him. I fully expected that I was going to sell him off, but I couldn't do it. He looks absolutely beautiful. Takara really went all out on these two bots. For articulation, his head is on a ball joint, his arms go 360, it doesn't get hindered by the wings, which is brilliant. Arms go out, rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and wrist rotation as well. He's got a waist rotation, legs kick up quite a bit, rotation at the thigh, bend 90 degrees at the knee. He's got toes and ankle pivot as well. Comparing him to the T30 version, both have their merits. I love that the T30 version actually has a transformable stinger, but the paint job on this new Waspinator is gorgeous. Here he is next to his Predacons cast that I have on hand at the moment, and I think he fits in brilliantly. I think better than the T30 version. Overall, I love what they've done with this 2-pack. I love the whole line. I wasn't expecting to see Takara paint jobs after 2017 when they split after Titan's Return, I think. I wasn't expecting to see new paint jobs, but this year they've popped out quite a few of these, including Earthspark and Beast Wars categories. I got this because I had a tough day. I walked past them and they were £32, which is the price of a Voyager. I got them so they're basically £16 each. I thought it was worth the bet, and I'm more than happy that I've got them. Cheetor looks beautiful, and Waspinator, I think, is the actual highlight of this box. That's it. I highly recommend you getting this box if you can find it for a decent price. And that's it. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and goodbye.